what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.
How did you get into production, or what is your production company about?
I started a production company called The Big Daddy G Show. And the way I got started with that is I was doing a movie called The Alamo with Ron Howard. And one of the producers of that movie followed me around one day, or was watching me one day. And what it was is we had about 1,200 extras on the set at any given time. Every day we had like 1,200 extras. And what I would do is, being a stand-up comic, I would go to all the different extra, because they would like group in like 20 to 30 at a time. And they would all hang in little groups of 20 and 30 people. So I would go and I would try my material, to see what worked and what didn't work. Because I figured you can't leave, excuse my language. You can't leave, They have to be there. So whatever worked with one group, the stuff that worked, I'd go to the next group, and I'd take the stuff that worked in the first group and then go to the next and the next and the next. Well, one of the producers asked me one day what I was doing, and I told him, I said, well, I'm testing material, I said, you what? I said, well, I'm testing material, going from group to group. And he said, have you ever thought about doing a TV show, hosting a TV show? And I said, well, no, I've never thought about that. And, I've always been a big fan of Johnny Carson, Jay Leno. And I said, but I've never thought about that. And he said, well, I used to produce a TV show in LA. He said, and that guy was really, really good. He said, but you know what? He said, you would be awesome at it. He said, you are going to make me richer. And I said, okay, all right. And I understood that he was complimenting me, but I didn't understand to what extent he was willing to take it. Well, Ron Howard ended up backing out of the film because Disney wouldn't let him tell the truth about what really happened at the Alamo. So Ron Howard backed out of the film, and I lost contact with this particular producer. But he planted the seed in my head. And so from then on, I thought, you know what, dude? I could probably put this together myself. It can't be that hard, Turns out it is hard. It's a lot of damn work. But it's a lot of fun, too. So I decided to call the show Da Big Daddy G Show. Because there's a guy in Canada named Big Daddy G. And he started giving me a bunch of, or started hassling me because I was using his name, Big Daddy G. He's a musician. So I hired an attorney who told me that if we just change a certain amount of the name, then we'll be good. So that's why we went with Da Big Daddy G Show. So it's not rocket science or anything. We were just trying to keep from getting sued. Mexicans bad people, and I was like, dude, and I wanted to say, and it was a courtyard. Well, it was a courtyard full of people, and I was like, dude, I wanted to say to the guy, why don't you tell him the truth? Why don't you tell him what really happened? Why don't you just stop it, and tell him the truth? And dude, it was a lot of white people in the courtyard. Okay. There was a lot of Caucasians, okay? Well, I'm half German, so, I'm half German, so, I can, talk bad about white people if I want, and you can only kick half my ass, But,
half your white ass.
Yeah, you can kick half my white ass. But, according to Ron Howard, what really happened at the Alamo was that, Santa Anna had been sending messenger after messenger after messenger to San Antonio to tell the Americans that were living in San Antonio, at the Alamo, that they had to free their slaves because Mexico had abolished slavery. Okay. And they wouldn't free their slaves. So Santa Anna kept sending messenger after messenger, and they were just basically telling Santa Anna, well, screw you, So Santa Anna said, well, we're taking a trip. And they didn't mean to go to San Antonio and cause that big of a stink, But this is their country, And it's kind of like us going to Iraq and telling them what they need to do, That's not our business, So Santa Ana went to San Antonio to tell them, dude, you're more than welcome to stay. You know, and he told them that. You're more than welcome to stay. But you have to free your slaves. Okay. And according to the film that we did, there were only 2 slaves. And that's not true. Okay. That's not true. There were only 2 slaves in San Antonio. You know, again, you know. So the reason Santa Ana went to San Antonio was because Mexico had abolished slavery, and the Americans that were living there would not free their slaves. And that's what happened at the Alamo.
So the
That's
whole,
why.
what we've learned in history books is wrong.
It's a lie, yeah.
So,
It's a lie, yes.
That makes
it's a
sense
lie.
to me. It makes sense.
It's a lie. Why would Santa Ana bring all those troops? I mean, if you think about, okay, I remember when we were shooting the Battle of San Jacinto out in Bastrop. Now, John Lee Hancock said that I would be the last soldier standing at the wall. He would make me the bravest soldier, okay, at the wall. And I said, okay. So now we have 100, I believe it was 115 Texians. Okay, these are all farmers. They're not soldiers. They're all farmers. You know, ranch people. You know, cowboys, that type thing. They weren't soldiers. Now, according to Texas history, these 115 farmers and ranchers killed, I believe, 890 of the Mexican soldiers. Now, this is the most disciplined army in the world at the time. I mean, all these guys were like what we would consider now sharpshooters. Okay, these guys could shoot, you know, without a problem and kill whatever it is they shot. But yet these 115 soldiers, or 115 ranchers, killed all of this Mexican army in less than 15 minutes. Okay. Now, I stood with a guy named Vern, and we figured out how long it took to repack, you know, a rifle and stuff. And even if the Mexican soldiers had shot into the air, just straight up into the air, they would have killed probably 80 to 90% of the Texans that were standing out in the field. If they just shot up into the air, not even aimed at them, just shot up into the air, okay? And I mean, common sense will tell you that you have, you know, 890 soldiers, and you have an army of 115 ranchers, okay? I mean, come on, dude. You know? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's ridiculous, you know? And then they killed them all in 15 minutes. You know, come on. You know? So, anyway, that's why Ron Howard pulled out of the picture. One of the reasons, because Disney wouldn't let him tell the truth.
Makes sense.
So he backed out of the picture. And it was sad. It was really sad because, you know, our whole lives, and we're teaching our kids now, you know, all this stuff that isn't true. You know, we're teaching them that Columbus is an awesome person. Came to discover America. Dude, he slaughtered so many thousands and thousands of Indians. You know? Yeah.
He committed genocide.
Genocide.
Yeah. Yeah. And we celebrate
holiday for
a holiday for him. You know? It doesn't make any sense to me.
So what is your definition of success?
My definition of success. What's my definition of success? I think my definition of success is being able to go to bed at night and know that you told the truth the whole day. You know? And you didn't make any shit up. You didn't, you know, make anything up. You told the truth. And you still have a place to sleep, and you still have a home, and you still have a family that loves you. You know? But I think that's it.
Where does this definition of success come from?
Probably from my mother and my father, you know, because they always told us, you know, tell the truth, even if they have a gun to you, meaning the cops. You always tell them the truth. You know, you always tell the truth. You know. Now I know that, You know, thank God women don't lie. You know, thank God women always tell the truth. Yeah. But I think it came from my mom and dad because they were awesome, dude. They were awesome people. Or they are awesome people. I mean, they're not dead. They're still around. So they're awesome people.
Do you, would you consider yourself successful? Why or why not?
I consider myself successful because I'm able to go anywhere in the world that I want to. I'm able to live anywhere I want to. You know, I'm able to buy just about anything I want to. You know, and what was the second part of the question?
If you consider yourself successful, why would you consider yourself successful?
Why would I consider myself successful? Well, because
I mean,
I can go.
Yeah, what's making you successful?
What's making me successful?
Yeah. Or what is a belief? Maybe it's not something physical.
What is making me successful? That I have a drive. You know, ever since I was a young kid, I always wanted to be in show business. But then I had a kid, so I had to feed this kid, and I succeeded at that. I mean, he's well fed, and he's taken care of. So. I don't know. I think just the fact that my kid's still alive. You know, I have 3 sons. You know, they're all still alive. I think that's a success.
So,
Did you need another beer? Call him.
I don't know.
Una más dos X, por favor.
no, you're talking
You said,
about.
you said when I go to bed.
No, you define success,
Yeah.
and then you told everybody why you feel that you're successful.
Yeah.
But you only addressed like 75% of your definition.
Okay.
What about the going to bed happy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Dude, I'm always happy, dude. I'm always happy. Well, my dad always told me, he said, in this lifetime you can either be happy or you can be sad. Which do you want to be? And I said, well, I only want to be sad, like when a margarita isn't strong enough, you know, or a bartender measures a drink, you know, with a little shot glass, you know, that makes me sad, you know. But otherwise, I'm usually happy, you know. Dude, if I'm not having a good time, then I'll leave. I'll get up and leave because there's a whole other planet here, you know, that I can have a good time in, you know. I don't have to be here, you know. I can be anywhere and have a good time, and I'm gonna have a good time, you know. So.
What are you talking about? You start off, and we'll just start the editing from happy underwear.
Well, I read somewhere that if you wear happy underwear, that you will be, that'll make you happy. You know, if you wear happy underwear. So I'm wearing. Do you want me to show you my?
Yeah, let's see it.
I'll show you a little bit. This is what is this rated?
Throw money.
It's unrated.
Well, this is my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer underwear. You can see his leg right there. But it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer underwear. But yeah, I just believe that, you know, I don't know, dude. If it's not fun, I don't want to do it. You know, I'll go do something else. You know, and I will not surround myself with people that will bring me down. I won't do that. I'll listen, you know, because I'm like, I'm kind of a, if I could have children, I would have had children, okay? So I'm kind of a mothering type person, you know. I love to mother people and take care of people and stuff. And so, I don't know.
Who inspires you in your life?
Who inspires me in my life? Yeah, as far as what?
Like in general, on a daily basis. Who-
On a daily basis? Who
Yeah, or
inspires me?
maybe work inspiration, family, church, spiritual, whatever.
Well,
Or what? Who or what? Would be an even better question.
the only person in my life that inspires me on a regular basis, whether it be every hour, every minute, every second, is somebody that I call my father. Okay, not my dad is the man that helped bring me here, but my father is the guy that inspires me, and I believe that he has a destiny for me already set out. And it's really strange, and a lot of people kind of don't understand when I tell them this, but it's like I have no choice, Last night, before I went to bed, I spoke to my father, and I told him, I said, I have this project that I want to do, and you have inspired me to do this project. And that particular project was supposed to be in September, and it didn't work out. And I don't know why it didn't work out. Okay. I had asked for some time on the south steps of the state capitol, and I was having a hard time getting somebody to sign, because you have to have somebody sign for you, either a senator or a representative, so that you have permission to speak on the south steps of the Capitol. I couldn't get that permission, but yet the Ku Klux Klan could get that permission. Yeah, they got permission to speak on the south steps without anybody signing. But me, I couldn't get that permission. So last night I asked my father, I said, if this is really the route that you want me to take, this particular project, I said, if this is really the route that you want me to take, and I can't tell you what the project is, and not because I don't trust you guys, but because I had some problems with our wonderful government before when I tried to get this other project in September off the ground, where they froze 3 of my bank accounts, and the bank didn't know why. They couldn't explain why I could not withdraw any money. And it's funny how after September, I was able to withdraw money. But during this whole, process, I wasn't able to. Now, I'm in the process now of working on this particular project. And last night I asked my father, I said, if this is what you really want me to do, then you need to show me tonight. You need to show me tonight that this is what you want me to do, and I will do it. And if it means that I will die for this, then I'm willing to do that for you. And last night, believe it or not, I had nothing to drink, and I remember the dream exactly as the way it went. And you know how you wake up in the morning sometimes and you're trying to, in the dream you're erasing, and it's erasing and it's erasing and it's erasing, and then you go, shit, what was it? Dude, everything in that dream I remember. Everything. And so that just led me to believe, or leads me to know that this is what he wants me to do. And if I end up dying in the process, then I end up dying in the process. But this is what he wants me to do. So, I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah. How does anyone know?
How does anyone know when they're successful?
You connect the dots later, right? I mean, you don't really know.
How do you know?
You might feel it, but...
Yeah. How do you know if you're successful? I don't know, maybe when you don't have trouble sleeping? I don't know.
Okay.
How do you know when you're successful? I don't know.
Was there ever any time in your life where you just financially struggled so much you didn't think there was a tomorrow? Where you felt almost homeless, or you went homeless, or...
Well, I'll never be poor. I don't know if you understand what that means, but I know that I'll never be poor. I don't worry about money, because money is just a piece of paper. And I'm not saying that because I have money. I'm just saying it because there have been times in my life that, I knew that this was the right road to take, but I was like, I'm going to try this road and see what happens. But I always, I don't know, I'm a very spiritual person. And all I know is that when I need something, all I have to do, it's there, It's there. I don't have to, fight for it. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I just say, this is what I need, and it's there. So I know I'll never be poor. Have I ever been homeless? In my mind, I was homeless. When I got divorced, I went into a depression, not because I wasn't with my wife or anything, but because I couldn't see my kids every day, every minute, every single minute that I couldn't see them. I went into a depression. And I found myself, this is funny, I find myself living in my car, and I was at a place called Camp Ben McCullough, and I called my dad up, and I said, Dad, he says, what are you doing? I said, Dad, I'm in a bad place, Dad. And he said, what do you mean you're in a bad place? And I said, I'm homeless, Dad. I said, I'm living in my car with my 2 dogs, and I'm homeless. And my dad said, but you own 7 homes, and you have money in the bank. How can you be homeless? And I said, and I stood there, and it was like a slap in the face, And I stood there and I was like, oh my God, I have money. What the fuck am I doing? Excuse my language. What the hell am I doing living out of my car? I have money. And so the next day I moved into the Omni Hotel downtown on 7th and Brazos. And I lived there for about a year. And then from there I moved to another hotel because they said I was partying too much. So I moved to another hotel. But I love living in hotels. But it's just your mind. Your mind can not necessarily play tricks on you, but your mind can, or your mind controls you. So if you tell your mind, I was depressed because I couldn't see my kids every day. I couldn't see them every day. And I love my kids, and I love being around them, and I love being part of their lives. And for some, not for some reason, but something I couldn't control, I wasn't in their lives anymore. And that was the killer. And that's what put me into the depression. I didn't even know. I didn't even know I was in a depression because I was having a good time, even though I was depressed. I was still having a good time, And
So what were some of the careers you had that made you financially successful? Since you said you didn't really ever have a problem with money, what are some of the careers that you went through that offered you good finances?
Well, I don't know how to put this other than, I'm going to say it the only way I know. I was bred to make money. I know how to make money. I can't bake a cake, I can't bake a cake, I can't build you a dam, but I can make money. I know how to make money. And, you could tell me right now, well, we need 10,000, 50,000, we need, whatever. I said, well, give me a couple of days, I know how to make money. I know how to round up money. I know people that I can call and just say, okay, like say right now, let's say we didn't have money to pay for this shit, or for all these drinks. I would just make one phone call and they would come here and pay for it, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. Because they have so much respect for me that, and they've known me for a long time, that they have so much respect for me that they don't care. It doesn't matter. If I just tell them I need this, they'll do it, you know? And I think that's part of the success, you know? The fact that you can have people that'll do anything for you as long as you'll, you know, as long as you ask it, you know?
So you like never had to go work as a cashier in a gas station or deliver pizzas or anything like that, because you've
Did I
been
ever
making
have to,
a good amount of income.
I think I'm, no, stop. We're good. I never really worked at a place that we didn't own. You know, everything that, just about everything. There was one time that I told my parents that I was dropping out of school because school wasn't for me, you know. And I was going to St. Edward's University, and I told them, I said, dude, this isn't for me, you know. I need to go live, you know. I need to go and explore. There's nothing that they can teach me that's going to make me successful, you know. So I just went out into the world. But I worked for my dad, like I said, for a long time. And did I ever run a register? Probably. I'm sure
What
I
line
did.
of work was your dad in?
We did investments. We invested money. You know what I'm talking about, you know? You know, there's some things called a loan shark, and then there's things called a shy lark. And a loan shark lends you a few $1,000s. A shy lark lends you hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's the difference.
Do you think money is tied to success?
In America it is.
In your opinion, is money tied to your success?
No, not at all. Not at all. My success, in my opinion, my success is my ability to call somebody that I have not seen in about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, a year and a half,
Year and a half.
at least,
Stick
at
with
least
that,
a year and a half, and ask him to come and join me for dinner, and they show up.
Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.
Can we all just get up on the Big Daddy G Show? Yeah, man.
Why clean your room when you can do some shrooms? The Big Daddy G Show.
Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.